Let's go to just chatting.
Why? What's going on?
We're gonna watch Emiru. She's dropping all the tea on Mizkif right now.
Stop.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Stop.
I'm a fiend. I know.
Should I rewind?
I moved in with him.
Hold on. Yeah, if you want to, you can.
It was the
Hold
end
on.
of 2021.
Holy shit.
Because he offered. I was living alone at the time, and I was having stalker issues in Kansas. And I mean, you guys know like all the stuff that happened there. I ended up joining the org and everything. We did a lot of streams together. And I mean, a lot of people already know this, but I'm just gonna come out and say it. We started dating. We were in a relationship.
Yeah, we knew you dated. Holy
January
fuck.
2022. After I joined OTK. I'm not planning to go into too much detail about the start of the relationship because it honestly doesn't really matter at this point. It's irrelevant now. The only things that really matter that you guys need to know for the story are that it was, one, an extremely private relationship. It was even hidden from friends and people in the org, but I mean, obviously people all eventually figured it out. They're not fucking stupid. And second, it was an extremely codependent relationship, which it's not the issue, but that's just, you know, making that clear for details. He initially portrayed himself to me as someone who was very nice to girls and wanted to help me feel safe from stalkers and wanted me to succeed as a teammate. And we grew very close over time, and I was very dependent on him for feelings of safety, social life, like my stream, my job, everything. So yeah, besides it being a very codependent relationship, the start of it was fine. I saw a lot of people mentioning this. They thought this was what I was going to talk about. It's not a secret. I think everyone who paid attention knew that he was very controlling over what I wore, to a degree, who I was friends with, and even when I would stream. So,
oh my god.
It was definitely slow over time that bad things started happening. At the start, it would be things like, for example, he would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me, despite me telling him like I didn't like it and it scared me and I bruise very easily.
Yo.
Dude,
he would throw his phone at me. I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye. But he always, you know, was like, oh, it's an accident. And I was like, oh yeah, it's an accident. Like, you know, of course I'm not.
It's an accident to throw your phone at somebody?
You know, yeah,
I could understand, like, when you're in a relationship with someone and you love them, you kind of like give excuses for
like
stuff.
That was kind of the start of him testing my boundaries, if that makes sense. So that was already kind of starting to show signs within the first 6 months of me and him being close, and then again, a very public situation. The end of 2022, the cover-up allegations happened. I mean, yeah, like I said, all that's public. You can find all that. See, like,
he got accused for covering up a sexual assault in 2022.
After that happened, his behavior started getting a lot worse, which, I mean, I suppose it makes sense. You know, he was very stressed. A lot of stuff was happening, but the bad behavior was ramping up, and I feel like it's so apparent if, like, you know, you go back and watch anything from that time. I tried so hard to help him and be there for him because I really believed in him, and I wanted him to, you know, get better and get back on his feet and be the person that, you know, I always believed that he was. But that unfortunately did not really happen. For a long time, I think about a year and a half from when that all happened, it was kind of like slow things getting worse. But I mean, honestly, I'm not even gonna bother going into the details of all of that because there's just too much to cover, and it's honestly kind of not really relevant to the rest of what I'm saying because the rest of what I want to say is a lot worse.
What?
Oh my god.
There was a point where things really took a turn for the worst. Like, it felt like, you know, like a very delicate branch just kind of snapped. So, and again, a lot of people are like vaguely aware of this, but I'll explain it for people who aren't, you know, chronically tapped into all that stuff. So for a long time after the like cover-up allegations happened and he was like starting to kind of struggle on his stream, he never wanted to stream at the same time as me. Like, we really avoided it. And to me at the time it made sense because, you know, I was like, well, of course, like, you know, we share a lot of community members. If we're live at separate times, we're both gonna perform better, you know, it makes sense. But yeah, we were never really live doing the same thing at the same time for a long time, with the exception of like things like
you should have just done a duo stream, duh.
Like, you know, special things for a very long time. And a lot of you guys probably noticed that I would only usually stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. That was because of him.
I wondered that too, because she changed her schedule.
The first time that we ever streamed at the same time was for the 2024 Rust Kingdoms event on Twitch. We were sharing drops, so it was the first time in a very long time that we were both going to be live at the same time doing the same thing, basically. I know you're probably like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? But it'll make sense in a bit.
Damn, this must be so hard for her. She does not do stuff like this.
I'm live, he's live, we're both streaming, and like I said, you can go find all of this. This is public, there are clips of this. We're both streaming the Rust event, and I thought it was going really well. I thought everyone was having fun. I was like, oh, this is great. Everyone's, you know, doing the same thing at the same time. We're all hanging out, you know, we're gonna have fun. Like, I was really, really excited. And then I start seeing in my chat, people start saying, unofficial Miz raid, and I'm like, what does that mean? And then I check my Discord messages, and he's messaging me. He's saying, like, Emmy, you know, I'm gonna kill myself.
What?
I waited, or I'm gonna KMS, I waited so long for this, etc.
That's so fucked to put on somebody.
And, basically, he was upset because I had higher viewership than him.
Oh my god.
That's literally it. I had higher viewership than him. And like I said, this is during an event, so there were drops. Like, everyone knows when there's drops, like, it's not even fucking real. But yeah, he starts messaging me, he's really upset. I tried to tell him, I was like, bro, you should come back and play. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's like wondering where you are. But yeah, he ended his stream. And then I'm still live, you know, trying to act like nothing's wrong. And in that house, I had a glass door so I could like see this was happening. He was walking behind me, making sure that I knew he was there. And by the way, so there were many ways out of that house if he wanted to leave the house that were closer to his stream room. He intentionally chose the door that was right by my room.
Oh my god.
I feel like that's pretty apparent, at least to me. He starts walking behind my stream and slamming the door so loud that my noise gate can pick it up. So even people on my stream are able to hear this is happening. And he slams it so hard and so many times that the front door literally broke. The lock did not work anymore. It didn't work for months, and it would just make this horrible sound that I would have to hear like every fucking day. But anyway, so I hear him back there doing this, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I tell my stream, I'm like, hey, guys, I'll be right back. I get up and I go talk to him, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, Emmy, like, I hate all of you guys. Like, all you guys do is just take from me. And like,
oh my God,
I'm just
the
done.
mental
like, I'm just done.
abuse.
Like, is this like really happening because of rush drops? And he was like, I don't know what else to do. He was like going off on me, like basically saying that he hated me. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do now. And he was like, go finish your stream.
Yeah,
so
she has to go walk back in
wrong.
to do her live stream. Like, nothing's wrong.
I stop in the bathroom outside my stream room, and I'm like, you know, checking my makeup, trying to make sure people can't tell that I was like crying. And I'm only in there for like 30 seconds, and he comes and like looms in the doorway. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just checking my makeup. So I go back and I stream for a couple hours to finish the stream. Do my best to just like, you know, carry on the show basically. And yeah, after that, like I said, was when things started to get really fucking bad. It was like something just snapped. For the rest of the week, he streamed the Rust event. He got all the drop viewers. I'm sure he was very happy. I mean, good for him. And during that time, I obviously was like thinking and processing a lot of what happened. But I mean, it was a lot because this person was at the time like kind of it was like my partner and my best friend, and like the only person that like I really talked to ever, or like at least off stream. So I mean, it was just it was a lot. But the very next stream, I went live about a week after that, and I announced that I was planning to move because I knew that I would have to move.
Good for her.
So I was like, okay, I have to go live and say this so that, you know, kind of force myself to commit to it, right? Does that make sense? Obviously, I didn't move out right away, but after like all of that Rust stuff happened was when the other domestic abuse stuff really started.
Oh my God.
He would
worse than throwing a phone? What?
Destroy furniture in front of me. He would throw things in front of me and near me. Destroy walls. Again, you can go see this in some of his VODs in his bedroom. The holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him, and he would be banging on the door and screaming at me. And
she should have hit that go live button. Oh my God.
He often do things like going, like if we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour. And like one time he even said like, well, now we're both gonna die, like threatening to kill both of us.
Jesus.
And this wasn't like even necessarily because of me or like because of something I did a lot of the time. Like one of the times that it happened, it was because we were just getting food, and he was on his phone, and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video, and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer, and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well, you know, like, huh, yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about
what?
Dude, this guy's got some mental issues. Holy shit.
And then at home, other things would happen. Like I'd be trying to sleep, and he would scream at me and say that it was all my fault that he felt
no,
insecure.
sleep is sacred.
There was a time that I walked into a room that he was in, and as soon as he saw me there, he threw his phone at the dresser and started yelling because I had posted a YouTube video within the same couple of days as him, and mine was doing better.
Oh my god.
So basically, I felt like I was kind of stuck in a loop where I felt like I had to constantly perform and like prove my value to not be thrown away. But at the same time, if I ever performed too well, I was gonna be punished for it.
Yeah, you're
Because
literally
she's
walking
in
a
an
tightrope.
org.
Felt like
She's one of the owners of OTK now.
rough
She has
situation
to
be
perform
stuck
a
in
certain way.
because, I mean, streaming's my hobby and my job. Like, it's a huge part of my life, even before, you know, I met him and became like a larger creator. And I remember thinking all the time how it felt like he hated me, but he still wanted me around for his channel and like his thumbnails and everything. And this is still before I moved out. There was a time where it was the tension in the house was so unbearable that I would sneak out and I would sneak into Esfan's house using my code. And Esfan didn't know why I was doing this. He saw me a couple times. I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna go take a nap in your guest room. He'd be like, yeah, that's fine.
Oh my god.
I would sneak into
God.
Esfan's house
WS fan
just to
though,
have
such
some
a good
time
guy.
of like peace and quiet. But eventually, he figured out where I was going, and he would go over to Esfan's house to keep telling me off. And there was a time that he did it, and I was laying in the guest room bed, and one of the roommates in that house had come to see like why I was crying, and they were standing in the corner, and he came in, and he was very physically aggressive. He was like, Emmy, like, what are you doing? Like, angry. And then as soon as he turned and saw this other person standing there, he instantly like deflated and changed his tone. He was like, oh, Emmy, I was wondering where you were. Like, are you coming home? And
Holy.
that roommate like later asked me about it, and they were like, what the fuck was that? Like, are you okay? And I was just like, oh, it's nothing, because I felt like a lot of the reason that I didn't tell the people around me was because I felt like
They
no
would
one would
say
understand, or
something
even if they
too.
understood, it would just be a burden to them, because all of our streams and social circles and communities are so intertwined. I was like, maybe it's just better for me to deal with this and like hope things get better, basically. I honestly don't even remember what the final straw was that I finally was like, okay, it's time to go. Like, I prepared the house that I lived in before this one, like, pretty much immediately after the, like, breaking the front door thing happened, but I was still, like, scared and unsure. So I don't remember what the final straw was, but I remember the day I took Cheddar to the house, because he just randomly started like screaming at Cheddar and was like, get that fucking cat out of my house. So I just grabbed Cheddar and put him in my car and grabbed his litter box and took him there, and I just left him there and never took him back to that house. And then I think like within several days after that was when I finally moved out. It was on very short notice. Like I said, I don't even remember what the final straw was because so many things happened, but there was a time when I just knew. I called some movers. I said, hey, can you come tomorrow? And they were like, yeah, and then I literally moved the next day.
She's talking about Mizkif, Bray.
Yeah, Aussie already responded.
Moving out into the last house that I lived in was a huge step mentally because, like I said, a big part of why I moved into the first house in Texas in the first place was because I felt like it was the safest option for me because, you know, I am a girl where it's like kind of scary for me to be living alone. So it was very hard, and at the time, even though like all these other things had already happened, I was very hopeful that me and him could be cordial and like eventually like things would be fine, at least publicly. like for stream reasons, that, you know, everyone could just keep streaming like nothing had happened. And, you know, at the time I thought that would be the best thing to do. And I felt like if I, you know, separated myself from him without explaining anything, people that watched us wouldn't understand and would attack me. I was yeah, I mean, it ended up happening anyway. So, but yeah. After I moved out, we, like I said, still kept in contact. I had hope that somehow things would get better. He would always beg for me to come back, and he would promise therapy and change, and like even talk to other people and like kind of present like, oh, I want to change, I want to be better for Emmy or whatever. Ugh. You know.
Jeez,
there was a short period in October where we had broken up because, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter now. And when that happened, I honestly felt relieved because I was like, okay, finally, it's like on his terms. So that means he'll be satisfied and he'll be able to say it was his choice, and he'll leave me alone.
Oh, what?
My sound went out.
Because whenever I would try to push for it, it just felt like I couldn't like really sever it, if that makes sense. But I mean, obviously, hence me doing this stream, that was not the end of it. A week after this breakup, he asked to come over to my house and talk for closure. He came to my house, and I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high, because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to start to try to distance myself from him. He, so yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. But I let him hold me while I was crying. Jeez. And he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then suddenly,
oh my god,
he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants.
Oh my god.
And
Ew,
I
guys,
screamed.
if this is too much for you, please, you don't have to be here.
And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, like. And instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go. And he immediately left my house while I was still crying.
Oh my fucking god.
Checking if I was okay or anything. And at the time, I was still making excuses for him, and I was still afraid of causing trouble for other streamers around us, or like, you know, making things weird for viewers. I know that probably sounds crazy, but like I just felt this pressure, like I had to try to keep things together, if that makes sense.
See, I feel that as a small streamer sometimes. I can't imagine at her level.
I felt like I'd cause trouble for so many other people if I ever said anything bad about him, or if I caused rifts in our friend group or streamer group. I tried to stay on good terms with him and hold everything in, and also I still cared about him a lot, and I still at that point had hope that things would get better and that, you know, he would improve. And he'd also always hammer into me how he never physically abused me because he never hit me, and he would coach me and tell me to tell people or other streamers who were asking about it because they were concerned. He would say tell them that I never hit you, make sure that they know that I never hit you.
Jeez.
What the fuck?
around the same time, this was during OnlyFans 2, so I guess like December-ish. He would often message me in the middle of my streams and berate me for things like playing the same class as him in WoW because he thought it would make people think that I was better than him.
What?
And again, like I said earlier, I felt like I was stuck in a constant loop where I had to perform well.
This guy's a little fucking bitch.
But if I performed too well, I was going to be punished. And I actually wanted to show some of those messages.
No way.
Oh my god, she's going all out.
Because obviously a lot of these things, yeah, I'm not gonna fully read these out because I honestly just don't want to read them out, but I feel like I want to show them to like.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Here we go.
so she's showing him so
We've
at
got
least
the evidence.
people can stop and read, you know. Jeez. How can I not play tank because you aren't a tank? You do not need a tank in dungeons.
Post the VOD of this somewhere. So
oh my god.
You want to read this later?
Not tank, just that simple? Dude, she can pick whatever the fuck she wants. Because again, I'm going to get compared nonstop because now people are just going to say you're better. Because I told you this when you first... Jesus!
What the fuck? This is crazy.
And you just don't care about this stuff ever.
Whoa, here comes the spam right
here. He said
here.
you don't
Tank
think.
Emmy, do it. Let me handle the hate, the criticism. You're worse than what?
Emmy is so much better. People saying you're better in every chat. The comparisons are getting too much. Oh my god. She literally said, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And he said, just don't tank. And she said, I'm playing the game. He said,
Emmy, do it.
Then he finally said, tank Emmy, do it. I'll handle it.
The Emmy is so much better. The people saying you're better in every chat. The comparisons is nobody will ever be on my side. Let me deal with it. You have fun. I asked you not to become a tank. You didn't listen. And now it's the classic, what was I supposed to do? I'm not dealing with this. And like you can
the classic what am I supposed to
do?
He's gassed. So this has happened a bunch of times.
I was playing warrior in World of Warcraft in like a level 24 dungeon. It was like Silverpine. Like it was just like it wasn't even like
yeah, I'm about to say low level tanking is nothing.
Like so
yeah, this guy's a baby back bitch. Holy.
Yeah, yeah, you can read that later, I suppose, if
oh my god, dude. He literally put it like he's in the wrong, and he did the classic, fine, I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
You did it. You knew this was gonna happen, but I'll just deal with it like always. Like, holy fuck.
I wanted to be cool, and I wanted us to be able to coexist in the same streaming sphere. But I felt like I could never win, and he hated my whole existence, like ever since that one stream where I had like a little bit more viewers than him. And he would say that it was my fault that his stream was dying because most of his viewers liked me, and whenever he hit on another girl, they would be confused or not take it seriously because they knew that me and him were together privately. And he said if he would be able to hit on other girls and convince them that it was real, he would get his career back.
Oh my god, bro.
That was like started within the last couple of weeks that we spoke to each other. He started saying terrible things to me about other streamers in Austin. In particular, one specific streamer who I know there's a lot of people that know he has beef with certain streamers. It was not one of those streamers. It was someone who to this day has been nothing but nice to him. He would say horrible things about this person, like about them in their stream, and it was very hard to listen to. And just in general, he would say horrible things about other streamers in Austin, like, I quote, I hate everyone here. You are all useless
Morally
to me.
bankrupt is
You're
a good way to
worthless
put
to
it.
me because it does nothing for my stream anymore to collab with any of you. And him saying that was the final straw for me. The day that he said that to me about other people was the first day that I ever, for the first time, started to ignore his calls and messages. And because of that, he even threatened to come to my house if I didn't answer. But I did end up calling him back, and I spoke to him. And I basically told him that I felt like I could finally see things for what they were. And he started panicking, and he was super apologetic, and he was saying he didn't want to lose me, which wasn't the first time that he like did something like that and was like, you know, basically begging me not to leave.
Jeez.
But that was definitely the most extreme time. And again, like I said, I always had the hope that things would be cordial, or that, you know, we could be fine with each other. So I agreed, and we agreed we were going to talk about all of that. We talked about it about a week later, and instead of apologizing for anything, he basically told me that he realized he needed to go to Japan and LA to get his viewership back up, and he was basically too young to focus on friendships and relationships. And
he's literally our age. Like, what?
It was,
Yeah, what?
I mean, despite everything, like I said, I still cared about him, so it was still hard. And
never mind. Oh yeah, Mizkif's 30. Dude,
I mean,
shut up.
It was like a mix of feelings, you know, like I was devastated, but I was also so relieved. But because of the past incidents during like other fights and times I would try to separate myself from him, past incidents during those times of him manipulating me into staying close with him and giving him more chances, sexually assaulting me, the abuse, and just him generally not being a very nice person. After that, I decided that the only solution and way for me to move forward, I made the hard decision, but I know now for sure the right one, was to finally completely cut contact with him. I knew it'd be very hard because our careers and our communities were so intertwined, but I knew that I had to do it and that there was no other choice. So,
dude, I'm so proud of her. Like,
I have
this
not
probably
spoken
so
to him
hard. Holy.
since January of this year. It's been 10 months. But you think that's the end? It is unfortunately not.
Oh no.
I haven't spoken to him since January of this year. It only took a couple of weeks, but soon
You think he did something at TwitchCon?
the messages started.
I don't know, bro.
He has attempted to contact me over 40 times individually this year in individual texts, Discord messages, Instagram DMs, and phone calls. And I'm just gonna show those.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, she's gonna show those. Oh no.
Oh my god. He never thought she would.
Yeah.
And at first, it started simple. Be confusing messages or like him expressing he was worried about things. Like first it wasn't.
Is she gonna read them or should I read them? This is so sad.
I can read them quick. I'm gonna mute and read. You ready?
Sure.
Hey, just to make sure you might want to turn her down a little bit. Oh, she keeps covering it. Hey, just to make sure you don't have recordings of me, right? I'm getting harassed. He's worried that she has recordings of him. Can we please communicate so I don't feel so isolated and hated by my own org? I just want to be okay with
nobody's answering my calls. Don't
each other. Can we please communicate so I don't feel so isolated? I understand, and I will just leave you alone. She didn't even respond. What is he responding to?
Oh, she did not talk to him at all. She said he reached out to her.
Yeah, she didn't respond, and he's responding like she responded. That's really weird.
This is not.
Hey, I know it's been a while. I just wanted to say that I'm back in Austin next week, and I think you and I should at least be able to talk and communicate with each other. Dude, what? we can't communicate, we're gonna continue to not talk. This is only gonna get weirder and weirder as we're both invited to the same things constantly and we're involved in Austin activities. It's best for both of us. Can you please answer my phone? Not a day has gone by these last 4 months where your final words to me don't go...
Haven't echoed in my heart. I walked out your door thinking I knew what I wanted, but I was wrong. Oh my god. This is like...
This is
bro,
crazy.
This is like a one of those like crazy ex-girlfriends.
Every night we
like,
spent watching shows. What?
Added that to his story of her. That's Instagram.
Life. Wait, what? Every
This
time
is
I walked
abuser
into your room as
tactics,
you were
it
about to
is.
go live, I cherished it all. You brought color and life to my... Oh my goodness.
Holy.
He is fully crashing
And
out.
keep in mind, this is only things that he sent to me. I can't document all the things that people told me that he was saying. And
Every night we spent
just kind
watching
of a
shows
funny side
with
note, I
Cheddar.
guess.
He's trying to paint all these
I
good
would like to
memories
highlight
again
this
for her.
message.
Yeah.
This is literally just, yeah, it's abuser tactics. This is literally the classic
because,
Wait, what is this?
Doesn't really matter, but I ran it through
Chat GPT
No.
AI.
checker.
He Chat
and,
GPT'd
all the
it.
highlights. Like I said, doesn't really matter. I just thought it was interesting.
Oh, I mean, it's above a 50. Most ChatGPT things are higher, but also you saw it was entire paragraphs that were getting highlighted.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like I said
That's
at
gonna be
first,
somewhere later to read. Holy
The messages were just simple things, like him saying he was worried about things, or saying no one was talking to him, which I don't think was even true at the time. I think he was just saying that to try to guilt me into responding to him. I'm not sure about that, of course. This also extended to in-person interactions, because initially
The Moist
I made
Critical
mistake
video is gonna
of
be
thinking that I
insane.
only had to
True.
cut him off
We'll watch it tomorrow.
through
Holy fuck.
private communication, and we would be fine going to the same events and parties and such. I also had to start hold on, I'm still fucking sick.
She caught mono at the con. She said that.
Yeah.
I made the
sorry.
mistake of thinking that I only had to cut him off through personal private
She made that
communication,
joke, not me.
but I also had to start avoiding going to the
What?
same parties or places I was worried he'd be in person,
Oh.
because this was after he came back from his first trip to Japan. There was a party that I attended several months after I first went into contact with him. I was aware that he would be there, and I thought it'd be fine. I thought it wouldn't be a big deal. I thought I'll just let him have his space. I'll have my space. It's not a big deal. We're adults, right?
He's not.
During this party, I felt like he was following me around and monitoring me, but I thought that I was just being paranoid. I was like, it's probably just in your head. I was hanging out with Nick and Catchy and a couple other friends. And at some point, Nick was like, it's too fucking loud down here. Let's go upstairs. No one's upstairs.
Oh,
Let's just
no.
go, chill in a room and like talk where it's not so loud. And
Please tell me he didn't put her in a position
okay.
like that.
No, Nick
Oh.
is definitely
So they
taking her
Oh,
side
okay.
to ask
went
questions about
upstairs
Mizkif.
first without me.
Okay, thank
but
God.
It took me a
Relax.
bit longer to get up there because someone like stopped me and was talking to me, and I did feel like, he was like standing pretty close to that person. I felt like he was watching me, but again, I thought I was just being paranoid. But I went upstairs. I was hanging out with Nick and Catchy and our other friends, and then about 30 minutes later. The room that we're in, the door opens. It's Miz.
Aw, Cheddar's making sure she's
He opens
okay.
the door.
Her cat.
Makes eye contact with me, goes, ooh. And then closes the door and leaves. And I was like,
Oh my God.
what the fuck? But again, I was still trying my best to, give the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe it's just like an awkward situation or something. But a couple months later, the person that he was hanging out with that night reached out to me privately and was apologizing. And I was like, why? And they're like, I just felt like I had to apologize to you because I felt so bad and so embarrassed of what was going on. Like, yes, he wanted to see what you were doing. He was saying, like, I want to go see what's upstairs, and he was checking every room. And then after he opened the room that you were in with Nick, he closed the door and started laughing, and then he just wanted to talk about, you know, how you guys broke up for the next, like, however many hours of the night.
Oh my gosh,
so I was like, wow, okay, that's good to know, I guess. The next story, that I want to tell involves what happened to me, Valkyrie, and Cinna earlier this year when we were attacked at the Santa Monica Pier, because that was obviously, hold on, let me close all these.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Look at them. They're still
Yeah, that
on
was
my
crazy.
desktop.
Yep. The guy pretty much wouldn't, he stalked Emiru there.
You watched that stream live? That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I was scared for it. That's scary. They even had security and everything.
Yeah.
Stalker, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, it happened March 3rd of this year.
I think he threatened to kill her. I don't remember.
A lot of people were talking about it, talking about how me, Ray, and Cinna were attacked. Which was not an issue. Like, we had no issue with that. Like, obviously, it's big news. People are going to talk about it. It should be talked about. We had, like, no issues with anyone talking about it and covering it, and that included him. I was fine with that. He joined in on that whole thing of people going live to talk about it. And again, I'd like to remind people at this point, we were already a couple months into me making no contact with him, making it clear I didn't want anything to do with him. And so during this stream, he was covering what happened to me, Ray, and Cinna. He decided that he was going to tell more of my personal stalker stories that I've never personally talked about or shared.
That is not his place.
And
what
one of these stories was one that, like, no one knew at all, and, like, it just felt so shitty because at the time that those things happened, like, you know, all the people that lived in that area together, we all came together and we all kind of decided, and this was heavily pushed by him, we should never talk about this because, you know, people are going to be weird. It puts Emmy in more danger, and, you know, it gives people ideas.
Yeah.
So we're never going to talk about
it. Oh my God.
But, you know, of course, as soon as there's some big drama that he's not involved in.
Now he has an exclusive story.
He finds a way to, you know, bring up, oh, I was there for something that happened to Emmy. He does it. He was on a stream talking about these personal stories of mine, and I caught wind of it.
Sapyami, welcome in,
and by
fam.
the way,
I'm glad you were able to catch a stream.
It was also so frustrating not saying anything at this time because the way he told those stories, he kind of framed himself as, like, the hero. He was like, oh, I held the stalker at gunpoint.
What?
No. The only person who ever came into contact face-to-face with that stalker before the police came was Bonnie.
Dude, Bonnie's such a badass. I love her. That guy
outside, went inside, told everyone, called the police. The police came. All Miz did was he stood far away from the front door, behind glass and metal, with a gun. Yeah, I mean, I understand. Still very scary, but why are you acting like if anyone deserves credit for that, it's Bonnie. Like, it's literally stolen valor. I'm so glad I finally get to say that because...
Oh my gosh, that feels so good.
Yeah, this is live right now.
We met at the airport. Oh my gosh, you probably saw us carrying the sign everywhere.
Anyway,
it made it in
the Ray and Cinna
like
stuff.
with no damage at all.
So...
I'm not gonna lie, I did all the things in San Diego. I don't remember the airport.
I was obviously panicking. Like, I just had this horrible thing happen to me the night before. It was like huge, like public, millions of people seeing it. And then my crazy ex-boyfriend is going live talking about more of my personal stuff.
Jeez.
And I'm like crying, and Cinna and Ray are like what's wrong? And I tell them, and I'm like panicking. I'm like, I need to call so-and-so, I need to call so-and-so, I need to call so-and-so. like these different people that I was like, they can contact him because I did not want to contact him. So, Ray, Cinna, some of me and Miz's mutual business partners, and Asmongold were all messaging him to stop. And by the way, Asmongold told me that he tried to call Miz while he was talking, and it rang 3 times and then hung up.
Oh
which
my
means
God.
that he saw it and he just wanted to be able to keep talking.
He ignored Asmongold.
Yeah. Anyway, just a
Unbelievable
note.
Jeez, dude, this stuff is so heavy. It's making me
What,
uncomfortable.
like, the other people
Yeah.
said to him,
I don't know who Mizkif is, but he's awful. He's one of the owners of OTK.
I'm doing my best to lighten the
With,
mood, guys.
Stop, what are you
Asmongold.
doing? Like, why are you doing this? And he was messaging them, who were also equally as traumatized as me, of course. They had gone through the same thing. Oh, what am I doing wrong? I'm letting people know what, girls go through.
Dude,
that
that's
your
not your
job?
place. Yeah, it's not his job at all.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, like I said, he's using it like an
that all
exclusive story
happened
almost.
a
Yeah.
couple of months
To get views.
into
Yep.
me being no contact with him. And yeah, he was arguing with Ray and Cinna while they're trying to be like, bro, like, stop, like, you're making it worse. He finished talking about my stuff and then reacted to Cinna and Ray's whole stream where they were crying, addressing their communities, made sure to react to that, and then immediately went offline. So yeah, that was a terrible weekend. I got threatened to be stabbed, and then the next day, my weird ex was going live trying to self-insert so that he could make sure to farm his own clips.
Jeez, dude.
After that incident, his attempts to talk to me only ramped up, which I showed those texts. We went back to Japan, and during that trip, he was texting, calling me, trying to call me quite a lot, begging me to take him back. And at the same time, I heard that he was reaching out to quite a few other streamers who know both of us. And he was crying to them about how he wanted to get back together and how he thought someday we would reconnect and eventually get married.
In what world?
I don't think he even meant that, but I hope not. But I assume he did that with the hope that they would relay the messages back to me since I wasn't talking to him. And, I mean, some of them did.
This guy is delusional.
I also had a couple other streamers report to me that he would obsessively watch my stream and not in a like, oh, I wonder what Emmy's doing right now way, or like having my stream open. Like, he would be obsessively and attentively hate watching my stream, like watching my stream and just saying horrible things almost every time that I've been live this
Shout
year.
out to our hate watchers. Keep watching.
And they tell me that he would
We
want to
banned one of you in the
discuss
Discord
how
yesterday. I'm sure you're here.
He believed I
Yeah.
still
What's up,
wanted
corn
him.
dog?
Oh my god.
Interesting, considering I never replied. And he would ask other guys if they thought I had slept with anyone this
Oh
year.
my god.
Of course we have
He'd be
hate
like,
watchers.
Did you
"I
hear
don't
that?
fucking know, man." And then
She just said that he asked if
they
she had
told me he
slept
would
with
say
anyone
stuff
to
like,
other
"No,
streamers. He would ask that
there's
from
no
other
way
streamers.
she's done that. She's not like that, and she's probably waiting for me.
Waiting for me?
Just really fucking gross stuff like
Ew.
that.
Ugh, what the?
And a couple of streamers in LA also told me that he was telling people that me and him still talk all the time,
This
but
is
we
disgusting.
simply weren't together anymore because I was too mature and I was not ready. I was too immature.
Oh.
Immature. What the hell?
But yeah, you can see from the messages I showed. I'm not sure if people can go back and read them. He was begging me to take him back for the majority of this year, which was 7 or 8 months total. And like I said, some of those messages were even, I believe, ChatGPT. Not that it really matters. It's just interesting, right?
Well, she could probably tell too because she's had long
as of
conversations
today,
with
it's
him.
been about 2
Yeah.
months since he has
That's
attempted
probably
to
why she
contact me
thought
directly.
to even do that.
I think
Yeah.
because
Check.
about 2 months ago is when he started kind of getting scared that I might have been telling people things. which again, I wasn't going out of my way to do it, but if anyone ever asked me, I wasn't gonna lie to them. I mentioned this at the beginning before I started like fully telling the story. I heard from my friends, other streamers, and my employees that he had cooked up a plot that if I ever tried to talk about him, like about the abuse or anything else, he would try to go live and say that I killed my rabbits. And I was told that he approached several streamers who were around us a lot when we lived together and asked if they would basically back him up, and they refused.
That is so fucked.
Obviously,
we've seen the videos
insane.
of her streams of her giving the rabbits away.
I'm sorry, I just have to tell you this.
Even
I
something
checked because I was interested. Asmongold is watching this live too, and he is just
one of my employees
just like this, just sunk into his chair.
He went up to them and he threatened them, saying, "If Emmy ever tries to talk about me, I will destroy her." Whatever that means. And within the same night, he also texted one of my best friends.
Yeah, Mizkif.
And he would have known that I would have been with this girl.
I'm curious about his Discord.
He texted her saying, "Hey,
I think I'm in it.
Worried about her. Hope she's okay."
Yo, thank you so much for the follow.
You know, right after he just said to my employee and other people that he was gonna try to destroy my life. Yeah, all in the same night. And yeah, that was Saturday. So
jeez,
that pretty much leads us to today. Feel like it's clear I've spent the last year of my life cutting him off and building a new life with people that actually care about me and doing my best to move on peacefully without causing any drama. I did not want to do this. A lot of other creators actually told me that after his other allegations in 2022, if I wasn't the first person to stand up for him and start appearing on his channel again, they do not think that they would have.
Awkward time to be a Mizkif subscriber, dude, for real.
Content.
I knew it. You knew what? This situation?
So
oh, he's watching her stream right now for sure. Oh, 100%.
Tried to keep things private.
100%.
Always tried to make things better.
He's probably freaking out, calling people on her phone, on his phone.
You know, tried to be supportive, and my thanks.
He's dropping followers right now.
Was abuse
and
resentment, and for all of 2025, all of this year, harassment and hatred from him and his community. While he was the whole time secretly begging for me to take him back behind the scenes.
Here, I'll send it to you so you can show it for a second. I'll put it in the chat.
I've taken a lot of steps already, as I said, it's apparent. I've taken a lot of steps to restructure my life and be a lot more careful about who I help and who I invest my time and my care into.
Follow it? I just wanted to unfollow
I'm doing a lot better now.
Go ahead, unfollow.
But
yeah, I just wanted to be a part of the counter.
This was a necessary stream because,
I'm not following
like I said
that shit.
At the very
Hell
beginning,
no.
I have heard that he has done things to other people that aligned with some of my own experiences, so I felt like it would be wrong for me to keep holding on to all this information.
It'll go. Give it a sec.
I know I stayed for way too long, and I thought that I could help.
Oh, that was mine.
I unfortunately learned that I couldn't. But I worked really hard to have the life that I have now with my friends, my family, my pets, and my community. And I'm so grateful for how things are now. It was very difficult, but I'm very proud of myself for making the choices that I did to end up where I am now. And,
I'm gonna follow him on everything, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's my story of dealing with abuse, psychological and domestic abuse, sexual assault, and stalking, and being threatened on if, you know, I ever talked about it. And this whole time, it's been kind of hidden in plain sight away from hundreds of thousands of people. And,
dude, I'm so proud of her. Holy.
I know that me saying all of this probably isn't gonna make him or what's left of his community leave me alone. But sorry, voice crack. I know talking about this probably won't make him or probably won't make him or what remains of his community leave me alone. But I'm at least glad that people will be aware of all of this now, and I won't have to feel like I'm hiding a terrible dark secret anymore.
True, this is probably a huge weight off her shoulders.
And,
yeah.
It's all out there now. And I also want to make it clear that not everyone that I interact with or that I'm friends with knew the extent of the things that were happening. And a lot of streamers didn't really know anything at all, but I mean, like I said before, people aren't stupid. I think it's pretty clear that a lot of people knew that things were happening, and like I said, you have to remember, it's not just me. A lot of people have told me that they have their own, you know, grievances with him. But for the people who did know about this, thank you for being there for me through all of this.
Aww.
And supporting me and cheering me on. And there were a lot of people
I
as
didn't even
well
think
who,
about Maya.
even though they didn't know anything, without asking any questions, they still were very kind and supportive, and I will always remember that for the rest of my life.
Wait, that's so true. Yeah.
Yeah. He tried to like bring her down with like the whole like sexual assault cover-up thing.
I also want to say, just so people know, that I'm not just trying to like put this out there and then, you know, I am already in the process of filing a restraining order on him in both Texas and California. And I also wanted to say that I would not be surprised if he tries to sue me for this stream that I did today and for coming out about him. Not because he thinks that he would win, but for PR reasons, like a slap lawsuit. It'd be interesting if that happened, and I wouldn't be opposed to people finding out more of the truth and things that I didn't even talk about today.
Good for you, girl.
If he sues her, it's all coming out in
It's
Discovery.
fucking over.
Holy.
She knew that's something he would do, and
Yeah,
he's listening. Dude, she got more on you, bro.
Talk about today, but I'm hoping that now that I have this out, this is the last time I ever have to talk about it. And I can be like, okay, I got it out there. I'm not withholding.
He dropped
this
another
anymore.
2,000 followers.
Good.
It's out
Jesus.
there.
He's crashing out so hard right now. I just know it.
I guess that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in.
How I would have been liked. How I would have liked to spend my Saturday. I would have loved to go to karaoke with my friends. Or something like that instead.
Damn.
All people like karaoke. Right, guys?
Jeez.
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm probably gonna take some time off. I'm
as you
not sure. Like, I genuinely have no idea what the response to this all is gonna be like. I really just wanna, like I said,
and she has a great support system. She's living with Bonnie and Senna right now. She has a really good like girl support system.
Pretty clear.
Which is awesome. They're really like, I love Bonnie and Senna.
That's pretty much it.
Especially Bonnie, dude. Bonnie's such a good friend.
Thank you guys for today. I asked my editor if he would put this on YouTube for if you guys want to look at, you know, any of the things that I shared today. But like I said, all of the streams that I referred to today are public. You can easily find them. And all the people that I mentioned today gave me permission to mention them. Except I think I mentioned Mr. Beast, oops, but I mean, he's not involved. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I never thought that I would be doing this stream, so it feels really weird to have done it, and it's over now.
Jeez.
She did a great job.
Yeah. Well,
I could tell when she was turning the pages, her hands were shaking so bad.
Know everything. And all the things I've been holding in for the past couple years. So yeah, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for like
I'll be able to keep giving
being a role model for a lot of
stuff,
female streamers right now, where people have gone through stuff like this. This is not easy to talk about.
chapter behind me. And like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel very confident that this was the right thing to do, and I don't regret any of it. Thank you guys. I'm gonna go spend time with my friends, and hopefully I will see you guys all very soon. Thank you for everything.
Oh, I hope she just takes the whole night and just cuddles up with her friends and
That's it.
has a girl night. That's what
All
she
right,
needs.
guys. We're going to call
Bye,
it there
Emmy.
as well. There's not a
guys
lot of
might
time
see
to get
you.
into anything else. That was freaking insane.
Yeah.
What? I did not, like, when she said she was going to share stuff, I knew it would be, like, some manipulation because you can kind of tell the way he acts and interacts with people that there was going to be that sort of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like, he definitely does things for personal gain a lot, and you can tell that he's kind of not present if he feels like he's not getting something or if his viewership isn't high. So it was interesting to hear that that translated into like actual physical abuse as well. But yeah, I can't believe that shit. If you follow him, look inward. The evidence was pretty heavy. And
I'm
anything
obviously
else you wanna say on it?
not encouraging people to like go and unfollow, do at your own will, but like
No, unfollow.
I
him.
definitely
Jesus.
unfollowed. I like, oh my gosh. I had a feeling there was some stuff that she was going to share. A lot of people were speculating that she was going to share stuff about Mizkif, but I didn't realize it was that bad. I remember when I first like discovered Emiru, she was actually sponsored by a game that I worked with, and that's how I discovered her on Twitch. And yeah, like I saw them interact, and there were times where I'm like, yes, that they got to be dating. I don't know. And
real quick, open up Asmongold stream real quick.
I will.
He's talking about the peer thing right now and the story with Mizkif.
But like, oh my gosh, I like for her to confirm all these things and to like prove these things.
Is there
that's
too, and I'm
huge.
talking to all four of them. And this is, I muted the stream, and this is why, by the way, I haven't reacted to any Miz clips in the last like 6 months. I haven't talked about Miz in the last 6 months. I haven't had anything to do with him like a year.
Jeez.
This is the reason. And
This is the reason. Oh my god.
So I've scrolled past every clip. I haven't talked about anything. And so I call him the first time, and it rings like
that's
2
why
or
you
3
just
times.
cut him off.
Nothing happens.
All right, guys, his
Immediately,
stream's a
sorry,
lot
it gets
louder than
it
Emiru's. Let me
hangs up,
turn
and
it
I'm
down.
like, okay, well, whatever. I call again, because like, you know, sometimes like, oh, it's just a random call, but like usually if somebody calls you 2 times in a row, it's like, okay, this is serious, right? And so then I call him again, and the rings were like, you know, there's like 3, and then the other one was like 7 or 8. So like I don't know this happened, right? Obviously I don't know this happened. But I think he either, like, I don't even know if he had the phone, right? But I think that whoever had the phone saw the call and chose to decline it. I think that's what happened. I don't know if that's what happened. So